What does the 1111 mean for twin flames and their journey? Stay tuned because I'm sure I'm giving you information you have not heard before. First of all, the 1 is the number of alignment. It means that you are connected to spirit. Also seeing 1111 all the time means spirit is giving you the thumbs up. You are on the right path. It is not just a twin flame number, it is also the number of manifesting. So if you keep seeing 1111, it does not automatically mean that you are on a twin flame journey, but it does mean that spirit heard what you want and is going to help you to receive it, because again, you are in alignment. As you can see, the 1111 consists of two 11s. The first 11 would represent the male, the divine masculine energy, and the second 11 would represent the divine feminine energy. And the first digit would be masculine and then feminine and masculine feminine. Why? Because it doesn't matter what your gender is, we all have more or less feminine and masculine energy within us. So even if you're the divine feminine, you still have an inner masculine, an inner feminine, and an inner child, for example, and the masculine, of course, as well. So please keep that in mind. That is important for the other pages. So the masculine energy would be the active energy, taking the initiative, contacting the other person, and the feminine energy is the receptive energy. And that is often the reason why those connections are not working when the divine feminine, or in that case it is the distorted feminine, because the divine feminine already stopped chasing. But if the feminine energy is in chasing mode, she is in the masculine energy, and then of course he won't come because it is not balanced. Then in the 11, number 1, the first digit, it's the connection to God or spirit. Also, please keep in mind, 1111 is the number of manifesting. So even if you're not on a twin flame journey, it is okay. It just means that you are manifesting whatever you want. So just because you see 1111 all the time does not automatically mean that you are on a twin flame journey, but it means that you are in alignment. It means that the universe heard your message, that you're manifesting something, and your manifestation is going to come, even if it's not a twin flame. Okay, so this needs to be separate. Number 1 or 1111 means that you are in alignment. The 0 on the other side is representing the ego. Why? Because it's a circle, and the circle can offer protection, but also it can be a limitation, a boundary, a border, and that is something we don't want to have. Number 1 can be like a straight line going outwards, and that would be the connection to God. And if you're wondering why do I have the Christian cross here, it is an example because in Christianity the symbol, it has this line going through, which of course symbolizes cutting the connection to spirit, because that's what the church doesn't want. Church does not want you to connect spirit directly. Church wants you to go to their priests and pay them money. So this is why they have the symbolism of stopping your connection to God. But typically number 1 is in line going upward, and that is your connection to source directly. And 0 is the ego. It's our limitations. It is our boundaries and borders. So if you see the 1111, it means that you are in alignment. Even if you're not on a twin flame journey, it just means way to go. Spirit is giving you the thumbs up and you keep doing what you're doing. Then we do have different numbers, and that's why we're talking about the 1s and the 0s, because you may see different of these number patterns. If you see it once, then don't worry about it too much. You know, it can just mean that you're not in alignment in this very moment. Take a deep breath, center yourself, and then you may be good to go. You may be back in alignment. But if you see any of those numbers repetitively, then it means that spirit is trying to give you a message. If you see 11 all the time, it means both are in alignment. The divine masculine, the first 11, and the divine feminine. If you're wondering why are some of those red, those are the ones that would happen most likely. Either both are in alignment, both are out of alignment, or usually it is mirrored if the divine masculine
is in his masculine energy, but his inner divine feminine is not aligned, then usually the divine feminine has her masculine side not in alignment, and vice versa. If he doesn't have his masculine side in alignment, she probably doesn't have her feminine side in alignment. And remember, masculine feminine means the inner balance of being active and being in receptive mood, because that is what manifesting is about. First you do your tasks, you do your manifestation technique, whatever your technique is, and then you get into receptive mood. It both belongs together. So you see it here. This just means the DF, the divine feminine, has her feminine side not aligned, or her masculine. Here the masculine is not in alignment. You get the drill. So pay attention when you see patterns of zeros and ones together. And 1111 means you are doing well. You can also see this like a computer code. In computer codes we also have ones and zeros, and that is basically all of the coding. It's just ones and zeros, and that is why the spirit is using this code to show you messages. Are you in alignment or not? If not, then what part of you is not in alignment? Your feminine energy or your masculine energy? Are you doing too much? Are you trying to control the situation? That would be, if your divine masculine would be overactive and not in alignment, would be you doing too much. And then often the divine feminine or the feminine energy is at zero if you're overdoing stuff, or if your feminine side is not in alignment, you may be too passive, or you may be too anxious, overthinking stuff, and not being completely in receptive mode. So yeah, take a look if you see those patterns repeatedly, and it is a message from spirit to you. Let's get back to the main video.
Another thing is that usually when one person and one person gets together, 1 and 1 equals 2. You learn it in school. It is basic math. So you have two people who are together. But if you're, for example, on a soulmate journey, or you meet your person, then it does form a third energy. So 1 and 1 equals 3. That, for example, would be the composite in astrology. You probably heard me about talking about composites. That is the third energy, is the energy of the relationship itself. So when I say 1 and 1 equals 3, I don't mean necessarily that they are having a child. It is just they are creating a third energy, and that would be one birth chart and the other person's birth chart, and then the composite would be the birth chart of the relationship itself. But when it comes to twin flames, it is not 1 and 1 equals 2 or 3. It is 1 and 1 equals 11. Why? Because twin flames have been on a journey probably for a number of years, and they are in alignment within themselves. And they know who they are, and they develop a strong character. I'm not talking about a strong ego, even though a strong ego, not a distorted ego, but a strong ego is a typical sign of a spiritual person, because the ego is not a bad thing. If it's a healthy ego, it represents your sense of individuality, and that is what we are. We are not like swarm animals, like birds or fish. We do have our own individuality, and that is what the ego represents. But when I say they know themselves, they have a strong personality, it is that they're let go of outside influences. They know who they are, and those people, they get together, and so 1 and 1 equals 11. It is a third energy, just like it would be with other soul connections, but it is an even stronger, even bigger kind of connection. Not better, it is just different. But remember, we do talk about spiritually awakened and aligned people meeting and getting into union. So 11 is the twin flame energy that is very much enhanced, more than just being a 3. It's the 11. So that's another reason why 11 is a twin flame number. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. There is a link popping up for a playlist and for a video that YouTube is suggesting for you. If you want to ascend, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'm pretty sure we can get you to the next level. I am available for personal coaching, and I'll see you in another video. All the best. Bye-bye. Bye.